Old soldiers never die, they just fade away. Many brave freedom fighters and revolutionists who helped India gain independence might not be known to everyone, but their contribution was just as important as every other soldier. One such unsung hero was Raja Dariyav Chandra Gaur, who had waged a war against British rule. During the uprising of 1857, a number of princely states in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar joined the struggle and started a war against the Britishers. Among them was a king of Nar Kahinjari estate near Kanpur, Raja Dariyav Chandra Gaur. The small Rajput princely estate had haunted the British Raj in such a way that an ambush was planned to arrest and later hang Raja Dariyav Chandra to crush the uprising. The British had to go through heavy losses while trying to capture the fort of Raja Dariyav Chandra. The Raja had waged war against the British and looted the local administration building. The British forces in the area had to flee following a humiliating defeat against Raja Dariyav Chandra's forces. The British Raj was shocked to see the kind of weaponry Raja Dariyav had. The battle-hardened troops of Raja were forcing the British to flee from almost all outposts within the city, which is now known as Kanpur Dehat. Many raids by the British turned futile to kill or capture Raja, so they laid an ambush to capture him while he was on his way to another location. He was arrested by the British troops and was hanged at Rasulabad on a neem tree in full public view to instill fear among the locals, said Dr. Shri Bhagwan Singh, a PhD in history from Banaras Hindu University, BHU. The freedom struggle by Raja Dariyav was joined by many local landlords and peasants. Together, they had kept the British forces on their toes around Kanpur for quite some time. Raja Dariyav had been preparing for war for quite some time. Many local Rajputs were hired by the British Raj prior to 1857 into the army for their fighting skills. They had participated in many British Raj campaigns prior to 1857. These soldiers were trained in modern firearms and artillery, and during the uprising, many such soldiers pledged allegiance to their king and gave a really hard time to British forces and inflicted heavy damage on their army, said Dr. Singh. After hanging Raja Dariyav, the British hanged many of his associates in full public view and went on to demolish his fortress from where he had defeated British forces, a part of which still stands there. After the uprising, the British had stopped hiring local Rajputs in the British Indian Army for nearly 90 years over apprehension of a revolt till the outbreak of World War II.